Hello kids, a very warm welcome to yet another exciting journey of learning English grammar. I hope you all are so far so good in your studies and enjoying the lessons. Let's begin today's lesson with a warming up activity. So for that, we shall start with pranayama. You are going to sit in a comfortable position. Take the pranayama mudra, or what you call as the normal mudra, and then sit straight. At my count of 1, 2 and 3, you are going to breathe in and breathe out. Ready? Yes. So sit properly, sit erect, sit properly with your spine straight. Close your eyes, take the position, relax, and then breathe in and breathe out. 1, 2, 3. Good. Now, let's continue with a twisting exercise. Now, you are going to stand straight with your feet a little apart and then going to only move the upper part of your body towards right first and twist as much as you can. Then come back and stand straight and then turn left and then twist as much as you can. Only the upper part of the body will twist. So you ready? So the counts will be 1, 2, 3, 4. So first stretch your hands like this, 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We are going to repeat this two more times. Okay, ready? Great. Now, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, next, change. Kids, now let's continue with pranayama again. So at my count of 1, 2, 3, you're going to breathe in and breathe out. But before that, sit down in a relaxed position. Keep your spine straight. Your back should be straight. Take the position, breathe in. 1, 2, 3. Very good. So let's end the warming up activity with clapping exercise. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Kids, I want you to note a point here, that whenever you are studying, do practice to sit straight. Let your backbone be straight. And only then will you be able to learn better. When you crouch, there will always be a hindrance. It could lead to a bad posture, or even it would lead you to sleep while you're studying. So I hope you will keep up this learning throughout your life. Kids, now it's time for the pearl of wisdom. Now, the thought that I have got for you goes like this. It says, failure can never overtake me. If my determination to succeed is strong enough. What do I mean by this? I mean that if you have a strong determination of succeeding, then you might never face failure. How do you apply this to your life? When you are studying, aim for the highest or aim for perfection. So if you want to score 100% in math, science or social studies, aim for it and work hard for it. So when you aim high, the failure, the barrier of that failure would have already been shackled or broken. So you would always overcome that failure. You will never meet that hurdle. So aim for highest and then you shall obviously never be a failure. You can also apply this to the skills that you want to learn. Anything that you're learning new, anything that you're doing for your home, maybe helping your parents in their work. So aim for perfection. In those small tasks, you might be learning big lessons of life. So never think that failure is something very normal. Never. If you aim high, then you will never meet the failure. So kids, I really wish that you apply this pearl of wisdom throughout your life and be successful. With this thought, let's begin with today's lesson. Well, in your lower classes, you all would have learned about articles, right? What are articles? Why do we use them? Yes? Can anybody answer that question? Yes. Somewhere someone has the answer. Good. Kids, an article is a word used to modify a noun, which is a person, place, object or an idea. So technically it's just an adjective, which is any word that modifies a noun. Okay? So what is an article? It is a word or an adjective which is placed before a noun to modify it, or it is something that modifies the noun, right? So let's look at these articles in depth. Let's learn the types and also their uses in various scenarios. So let's begin into our lesson. Kids, there are two kinds of articles, that is definite and indefinite. Now what is definite? The example is the. The name itself suggests that it is pointing out at something particular, okay? And then indefinite, the examples are a and an. So here you would generally point out at the objects, noun, places or certain animals. So let's quickly learn more about these two articles. Are you all ready? Let's go. So kids, definite articles and indefinite articles. Now what are definite articles? They refer directly to a specific noun or groups of noun. For example, the freckles on my face is specifying the noun. Groups of noun, the alligator is in the pond. The alligator in the pond. Next, if you look at the indefinite articles, here they are the words a and an. Each of these articles are used to refer to a noun, but the noun being referred to is not specific, is not a specific person or a specific place or a specific idea or an object. Okay. So, for example, a Mercedes from the car lot, an event in the history. So, these were the two definitions of the articles, the definite and the indefinite. Now, let us continue learning their uses or applications in various scenarios. Kids, now let us understand the different uses of the article a. When do we place the a in a sentence, or before which noun do we place the article a? You all would have studied in your lower classes that any word that begins with a consonant, that is excluding a, e, I, o, u, right? If you exclude them and whatever alphabets are left over now, B, C, D, etc. So, any word which begins with that particular consonant, before that you would always use a article a. So, before a word beginning with a consonant. For example, it is a book or a table. Next, the second one is before a word beginning with a vowel but pronounced with a consonant sound. So, there are a number of words which do begin with maybe the vowels a, e, I, o, u, but they sound like a consonant. For example, university, though it starts with the letter u, but it sounds like y-o-u, so which means you. So, here, so that is why you would use the article a university. Okay. So, here if you look at the word a European, so this is the article a union. Okay. Let us continue with the next usage. Before a singular countable noun when it is mentioned for the first time. Now, here singular countable noun, what does it mean? I am sure you would have all learnt about it in your lower classes. Singular means one, countable means it is something that can be counted. For example, a brush pen, a notebook, a table, right? So, all of these singular countable nouns would take up the article a. The next usage, here for example, which they have mentioned, that if it is in a sentence used for the first time, if that countable noun is mentioned in the sentence for the first time. Minnie bought a new laptop. So, here this is a part of a paragraph where Minnie is talking about her laptop or her friend is talking about her laptop. So, here Minnie bought a new laptop. So, this we are referring to for the first time. So, we are using the article a and we are referring to the noun for the first time. Next, let us look at the next usage. It is used before words that are expressions of quality. So, here if you look at the next usage, it says before words that are expressions of quantity, such as dozen, quarter, 100, 1,000, few and a little. So, for example, I bought a dozen of bananas. A quarter past 12. 100 rupee note. ₹1,000 note, which I am sure does not exist now, but you use the article a before the expressions of quantity. Okay. So, next, if you go look at the examples, a lot of time, a dozen mangoes. Now, let us look at the next usage, that is the fifth usage. So, the next usage is before a singular countable noun that follows the words such and what. For example, if in a sentence there is a word like what or such, then in such scenarios you would use a after that. So, for example, what a beautiful day, what a lovely dress you are wearing, such a wonder. So, these were the examples. Now, let us continue learning the next set of article, that is the indefinite articles, and that is an. Okay. So, the article an is used before a word beginning with a vowel sound. So, any word that begins with the vowel a, e, I, o and u. So, that would be, for example, an aunt, an umbrella. So, the next usage is before a word beginning with a silent h, that is an honor. So, if you look at the word there, that is h or h o n o u r. Okay. So, before this you would use an, because h is silent. So, the sound that the word has picked up is a vowel sound, that is o. Next, before abbreviations that have a vowel sound. So, here a, mp, a, ma. So, these two are having a vowel sound, though it is a consonant, that is m, but the sound here is a. So, that is mp and ma. So, an mp and ma student. So, these are the uses of an. So, kids, the next activity is that we shall recall whatever we have learnt. We shall apply the rules that we have learnt on the definite and the indefinite articles. So, for that I want you all to come to page number 68, right. So, please come. Fill in the blanks with a, an or the, right. So, it says the dash cup and dash saucer. So, what would you use here? Yes, the cup and the saucer. An ox and a fox, a European and a German, a woodcutter and an axe, the tallest girl in the class, an idea for an essay, the toy and an umbrella, the Eiffel Tower, a sack or a bag, the Hindustan Times. So, kids, I hope you've understood how to apply these articles in different nouns. Kids, now let's work on another exercise. Here are a list of nouns. You should now add the article a or an to it, to them. So, book, what would you add? Yes, you're right. You will simply write a book. Truck, what will you write? A truck. Next, apple, what would you write? An apple. Next, What would you write for actor? Yes, here you see a vowel, so you would use an actor. Next, dash hour. What is the word here? It's a. So you would use an. University. What would you use here? You would use a university. Next, easy lesson. Well, this lesson is easy. So articles is an easy lesson. Dash very crazy person. Well, a very crazy person. So kids, I hope you've all understood this small topic of the indefinite articles. Let's move on to the concluding activity, and thereby we shall conclude our chapter with a mind map. We will post a second part of this video with the definite article and its uses. Students, I would want you to solve the exercise learn on page number 72 as a part of concluding activity. Come to page number 72 on your English grammar books. We have to leave for the airport in less than an hour. It is dash honor to be invited to the conference today. So what is it? It is an honor. Dash Leaning Tower of Pisa is a popular tourist attraction. Okay? So what is it? The leaning, because it's a proper noun or it is one of its own kind, right? Then dash one-eyed man crossed the road just now. Okay, so a one-eyed or an one-eyed? Yes, you're right. And one-eyed man crossed the road just now. You must buy yourself dash umbrella. You must buy yourself an umbrella. Okay, Ibis is dash boy whom I met at the fair. Ibis is a boy. Next, Mark gifted me dash watch. Mark gifted me a watch. Dash Sharmas are our family friends. So here you might use the Sharmas. Now this might act as an introduction to the next part of the video that we are going to post on this chapter. So whenever we are talking about the names of the families, then we use the. Next, this is the longest story in the entire book. Here again you have used the definite article the. Next, grandfather plucked a dozen apples for us. Again, because it's talking about the quantity. Next, Janki has dash opinion on everything. Janki has an opinion on everything. Next, grandma is reading the Bhagavad Gita. Okay, this is the best comedy I have ever seen. So kids, I hope you all have understood the concept of applying the indefinite articles really well. Let's continue and end the lesson with a mind map. So kids, what have we learned today? We learned what articles are, and we learned the two kinds of articles, that's definite and indefinite. That's the and a and the an. Then we learned their uses. Before a word beginning with a consonant, a table a book, a European, a union. Here if you note, there is a vowel but the sound is of a consonant. So, you are using the article a. A new laptop. So, a situation where you are pointing out at a noun for the first time in a paragraph or in a sentence. Then, a dozen or a lot of time. To point to be noted here is that whenever we are talking about quantity, okay, that time we would use a dozen. Next, when do we use an? We use an before a word which begins with the consonant, that is A, E, I, O, U. Next, an honor. Look at the word here. It is beginning with a consonant, but the sound is of a vowel, that's O. So, here that's an honor. An MBBS degree. Here we are using the indefinite article before an abbreviation. So, wherever you have abbreviations, you use an. So, kids, I hope you've enjoyed the first part of articles today. I hope you learned really well, solve the exercises quickly because they're pretty easy. We shall meet again in the next part of the video. Until then, happy learning and you all take care. Bye-bye.